We were looking at the ramp-up stage of being a startup. And I sat down and said, well, what do I need to build that's going to still be there with me 2 years, 3 years from now, and is going to grow with me? My name is Jeff Shukis. I'm the VP of Engineering and the VP of Operations for VoiceBase. I've been a Solace customer for, I believe, 3.5 years. In fact, Solace was one of my early purchases when I started building up the next generation version of our product. We built a prototype that simulated the kind of loads that we expected to see a few years out. And then we built a prototype that actually pushed that much data through our system and through the queuing system. There was no way that any of the queuing systems we tried, except for Solace, could hold up for that. The largest test we did simulated about 2.7 billion minutes of processing per month on our part, which is several times at that point what YouTube takes in, and would have represented, I think, $500 million in revenue if I could have billed for it all. And we used that to evaluate the queuing systems and to evaluate the enterprise services buses that we were also looking at. Only one enterprise service bus worked, and it didn't even break a sweat. Solace didn't even break a sweat doing that level of transactions. VoiceBase is a speech analytics company. We're a company you've almost certainly used, but almost certainly never heard of. Our customers are call centers, they're conferencing companies, they're call tracking companies. Our customers have calls, recordings of people talking. Our job is to be a hosted API that turns those calls into data. So our goal at VoiceBase is to take speech analytics, which is a very specialized domain that's existed for a long time, and open it up to a far broader audience. When I looked at the queuing vendors, and I looked at absolutely all of them, what I was really looking for was a system that supported JMS, that worked like the queuing systems I was familiar with, but had a couple orders of magnitude higher scale. My experience with JMS is it works fantastically, but when you try to scale it up, and when you start getting slow consumers, I've always had problems with performance. So I dreamed of a queuing system that worked like a network switch did. It was done in hardware that was incredibly high scale. I found one. I found Solace. If you look at our architecture, it's what we call an orchestrated service architecture. Solace in that architecture touches every single task twice. When the task is sent out for orchestration, it lands on a Solace queue. When the results are put back into the orchestration environment, it lands on a Solace queue. That means that for every job we get, it touches Solace between 30 and I think about 1,200 times. The Solace team, I mean, this is everyone from my salesperson to the Solace Support, are enterprise-grade people. I mean, that's the one thing that's been fantastic is I know that anyone I'm dealing with at Solace is going to be a professional, is going to know the way I think about queuing, what I need out of the product, and how to help it. When I call Solace, I get someone who, even at the ungodly hours I tend to call, says, all right, let me get online and help you. And they instantly help us. Enterprise-grade product, enterprise-grade support, which has been fantastic.